Hey again. So I just did a stock market read, which hurt my brain, and I thank my husband for coming on to help with that. But I need to dumb it down a little. And there's a couple reality show people. So if you are not into reality TV, if you do not care about Erika Jayne or Kim Kardashian, no worries, you might want to pass on this. But if you're into it, I just thought I would read on these things and share. So, okay, so Erika Jayne, married to Tom Guaraldi, I can't say it. But anyway, you probably, if you're into reality show TV, then you already know all the drama that's happening there. He's in a lot of trouble. She filed for divorce right beforehand. I like her a lot of times, and I want to believe that she honestly is not scheming. Two possibilities. Is she scheming with her husband to do this thing that people do where they, like, basically he saw this coming and he put a bunch of money into her businesses, and then she divorces him, and then they protect this money over here with her. That's the scheme that I would worry about, because it just makes me think she's a terrible person, because they stole from, I watched this documentary, The Housewife and the Hustler, I think it's called, and it's just like heartbreaking. These people, they literally just scammed and lied to. It makes your stomach turn. Or I should say he, but all the while she was living it up and starting her own company with $20 million that he gave her. Was this all part of protecting their money from what was coming? Oh, I hate to think that. Or legit, maybe she truly loved him and then realized he didn't really love her, and she had to leave. So I just want to see if there's a sincerity in her story, or if she's like really bad. And of course, this is for entertainment purposes only. I don't know, I'm just reading cards and giving my opinion. So let's see what we get on Erika Jayne. Erika Jayne. Is she a true person, sort of faultless, the way she would have us believe, faultless and surprised by all of this? Or was she in on it? Did she always know? Or is she truly the person that she's portraying herself to be on the show? Who is she truly, and what will come? Wow. Okay. Temperance card. That's interesting, because as I was shuffling, I was like, or is it a little of both? Temperance. If you watch the show, she spends a lot of money. There's not a lot of temperance in her spending, but temperance, the question is, what did she know and what did she not know? She knew some, she didn't know all. Of course, temperance can also be, let's put some money here, let's put some money here. So, okay, let's see. That makes me sad. But she's not a dumb person. She had to know some things. Queen of Swords. This is a woman with knowledge. This is the Crossing card. She knew enough. But I feel like she knew enough to walk away. So she knew enough to walk away. I think she was protecting herself. A lot of times in this card, it's an angel who's like sort of pouring some water into another cup. So it sort of makes me feel like she did, but like, I don't think she thinks of herself as stealing from those people. I think she thinks of herself as taking care of herself before she goes. And I don't know why. Oh, I'm just getting like chills on that in the back of my head. Like, I don't know why I don't. Maybe I should fault her, but in this card, I'm not feeling like she's horrible and vindictive. She's just like, I'm going to take this and I'm going to go. She really expects, because of who he is, that if she leaves him, that she's going to be left with nothing. So it's possible she was just thinking in those terms, like, he's not going to let me have anything, so I better have this company so that I can walk away with something. But like the Temperance also tells me she maybe didn't know everything that was happening. But she knew enough that she walked away. Okay. What's at the surface of the situation? Oh, the devil. By the way, all these cards came out. I guess I will just let the story come out like this. Wow, the devil at the surface. This is, you know, you can see in the picture, this is something controlling others. This is obviously symbolizing him because he was this big figure who was taking from these other people, saying, trust me, trust me, trust me, and then just stealing from them. We have a Knight of Pentacles beneath the surface. She might have like a lawyer, someone helping her. This would relate to money, but a knight is sort of a lower level, or a young man. Maybe she has, I don't know that she has a man. Could be like the big lawyer and then a smaller lawyer that she's using. This could even be her son. No, she has an adult son. I wonder if he sort of stepped in and helped his mother. I'm sure she wouldn't talk about this because she wouldn't want to pull him into any of this. But it's either like a young man friend or her son who helped her get the courage, I think, to walk away from this. Maybe gave her the idea to start her company so she would have something to, considering that he wouldn't end up giving her much. She has a friend. I mean, I'm not saying it's romantic, but she has someone who's helping her and protecting her a little bit. That's nice, because this is not a good energy at all. 10 of Rods. This would mean she's had all these burdens for a long time. I do see them as burdens. That's the card. And a 10 is the highest number of the numbered cards, which is sort of like enough. It's like, in this sense, it's as much as you can handle. So she has definitely been carrying as much as she could handle. It's like that sort of back-breaking burden. And then moving forward, this is a 2 of Pentacles upside down. I think her assets are going to be frozen. So 2 of Pentacles would be like moving money. It can also be symbolized sort of like, I don't know what's going on with my life. I don't know where I'm going. You see the waves in the background, like my life is so upside down. Or, you know, unsteady. I don't know which way to go, what to do. It's upside down, and I'm just feeling like they're going to freeze her assets. If not freeze her assets, I think they will get her financial records turned over, which they are currently asking for, but she's not complying with that. I think they will get those records soon in order to trace the money that she got for her business to see where it came from, if it really should stay with her or if it belongs to other people. And it's possible they could take it back. The 2 of Pentacles is an up in the air card. So I think it could go various ways depending on the intricacies and judgment of it all. I also felt watching back that she knows it might all be taken away, because I do think she knew he was in some trouble, but I really don't think she knew exactly what was going on. And she's actually, I think, prepared for losing it all. And she'll try to hold on to what she walked away with, what she had prepared for herself so she could support herself. But if they take it, they take it. That's what I hear her voice saying. She feels like she came from being a single mom working the grind, and she can do it on her own again if she has to. And I don't think she's going to get any more money. That's for sure. And maybe this is part of what she saw coming. If I leave him, he's going to cut me off, first of all. And as a master lawyer, he's going to make sure I get nothing. But I do think they're going to have to stop her from spending, at least while they investigate this. So, yeah. So let's see if we get anything else here. I always think of this as sort of a little side spread from the cross. go see a little more about where she is. Okay, here she is starting on her new adventure. Number 0. It's like, yeah, this is her new adventure. And this is when I see her, I admire her for starting over in this small house and being like, it's over. All of that's over. My life of riches. And this feels like an innocent card, I gotta say. Not only is the Fool an innocent, but it also indicates cluelessness. So I'm here asking if she was part of a devious scheme. I have to believe not. And especially watching back, I see this Fool in contrast with that Devil card, which is definitely Tom. He's a master manipulator, and he manipulates everyone in his orbit and is extremely controlling. The Devil is a narcissist and therefore solo, and the Fool is also very solo, going off alone. So that tells me even if she knew enough to walk away and to try to take her business with her, she could have truly been fooled by him like everyone else was. So I feel like it's answering my question. Like, I can believe what I'm seeing, that she's not just acting completely like I'm starting over. She really is. And 0, you know, also makes me think, in her mind at least, she's given all the money up. Of course, she has this business that he helped her start with $20 million. And that's what's sort of in question here. So she's the Fool. What I'm seeing is real. 8 of Pentacles. This is like mastering a craft, enjoying your employment. So, okay. So she's, you know, what I see as her craft is her as an entertainer, a personality. So she's determined to make her money as Erika Jayne, as the person that the persona that she created. So, and I see this as earning your money. So I think that this sort of Fool energy, her intent is to earn her own money. She wasn't, so I'm not going to look at her as a thief. I know some of you may disagree with her, disagree with me. And I think a lot of people can't help but see her as a thief. But this is a person earning her money. It's interesting, by the way, I watched the most recent episode of Housewives last night after I had already done and recorded this reading, and Erika actually points out that she has a best-selling book, she had a run on Broadway, she's collaborated on both a shoe line and a makeup line, and that's how she's paying for her new house. And she says nobody can take that away from her, and it's exactly what these 2 cards are saying. They are in the here and now position. She already is supporting herself and doing it on her own. So I'm thinking if she had a plan or scheme, it may have just been to leave with her own money and her own ability to support herself. And she's right that nobody can take that away from her, and she will be fine. And I have to say, she seemed lighter and happier, and I saw that new adventure feeling of the Fool card in her. And an innocent. The Fool is like an innocent. Hopes and fears. I'm glad because I want to like her. I just had to look. And of course, entertainment purposes only. I'm certainly no insider. But 9 of Rods, hopes and fears. She's afraid that this would be like going to jail. I think also she's afraid of not it doesn't seem like she really wanted a normal life, but this can also just mean like restrictions. It could be sort of symbolizing some kind of jail that she might be in. But I think in a weird way, she's afraid of going to jail. Why? If she's innocent. Yeah, she could be afraid of it somehow coming down on her. I suppose you could worry because of your association that he's going to go to jail, and that maybe they'll try to pull her into it as well. But it can also be a social jail. She might worry that she's going to be confined and not free to some degree. This could also be tied up in all the lawsuits and legalities, all these rods, one after the other. She feels she's afraid of being trapped in this like forever. Final outcome for Erika. Oh, well, she's gonna have possibly a new rich boyfriend there, King of Pentacles. Oh, and having it all, 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is having it all emotionally, by the way. It's the happiest and most fulfilled you can be. And Justice, interesting. Well, because justice can mean can be good or bad depending on if you're breaking the law or not. But with these other cards, it feels like her future is bright. I gotta be honest. I mean, I hate to say, because it sounds like she's ready to earn her own money. I hate to say, oh, she's going to fall into the arms of just another very wealthy man. But a King of Pentacles would be a man, could be a wealthy man. But this with 10 of Cups, I mean, genuine love and joy, happy life. So she was smart to walk away, that's for sure. And somehow that is justice. So, you know, if the card says this is justice, you know, and, you know, by the way, King of Pentacles doesn't have to necessarily just mean rich, but a man who is grounded and knows how to, like, live a good life. So I just take that as, I think she will find love again with a man who knows how to live life, and that it's true love, and that somehow that's justice, that maybe she's karmically deserves this, and that she was brave to step away, brave to be prepared to support herself. And Two of Rods is entering into the next stage of her life. So I don't know, I feel good about that, because I wanted to like her, and now I feel like I can. I do feel like, again, this Temperance, that she did feel she had to get herself set up before she left him, but I don't read, and there is some knowledge and there is some burden, but I don't know why I don't see her ending up, I mean, hopes and fears, she could end up in trouble for something, but I just feel that she's innocent again. So I honestly just think she was thinking of herself. She wasn't thinking, take money from your clients and give it to me. She was just thinking, I've been in this marriage for, I don't know, 20 years. I know you're going to screw me over if I leave you. So she did take some of that and put it in her own business accounts to start her business. And it was a thought out move. But with their money, or what she thought was their money, which she may have believed was plentiful, even if she knew something was going to come down on him. So she is lying to an extent. I think she's had this idea and has been working toward it for quite a while. But I don't feel her to have been vindictive to anybody but him. He was trying to control her. She wanted out. Someone helped her find the courage to leave. I almost think it might be her hairdresser guy. It kind of looks like him. And he seems to kind of be like her best friend. Like, he does her styling and stuff. And she'll be dealing with some of this legal stuff, but justice will come in the end, and it will set her free. The justice will let her move forward and have a happy ending. So that's what I get on that. I also wanted to read on Kim Kardashian and her law career. I want to know if she's going to pass the bar and become a lawyer. So if you're interested in that, stick around for my next reading. Bye. Okay, so there's one more reality show inquiry. Oh, interesting. I'm just going to put this out there. The that I want to make is on Kim Kardashian's law career. I want to know if she's taken the baby bar twice and she's failed twice, but like, I'm rooting for her because I really admire that she's working so hard with everything else, with all those, her kids and everything. I know, you know, a lot of people don't like the Kardashians, or they sort of want to, you know, so put them down, but whatever. I mean, you know, I don't necessarily think that they're all just phonies or anything like that. And I admire her for, I think she's putting out a really great example out there. You can be this rich and this beautiful and still, you know, not be satisfied until you're doing more work to help people. And she's been trying to help people get out of prison who are sort of wrongfully prisoned, or whose sentences are way too long, and she's actually really helped to accomplish that. And she wants to and she'll she wants to become a lawyer, to start to do it herself and fight for people. This Five of Swords shows me what we're reading on is that she's failed the baby bar twice, which means I'm pretty sure that just means you're not going to pass the bar if you can't pass the pre-bar. So this is where we are. This is what she's feeling. Five of Swords would be a loss. By the way, Five of Swords has a little more meaning to it than just loss. It's a defeat with a competitive streak that wants to pull a fast one in the end. And that was sort of her attitude before. Taking her second test, she knew she wasn't really ready. She had too much going on, but was like, I'm going to pull this off, watch me. So to see it upside down, I feel like it hurt her confidence. And also she realizes this is going to take a lot more than just luck or drive even. And Swords being of the mind, the intellect, that at this point, this is where she is feeling. Maybe she's also feeling that way, like I failed twice. So let's see what is covering that. What do we have? Covering, wow, the Tower. Well, okay, well this is her divorce, I think. And maybe some other things that are happening. Well, and also, if you watch the show, I didn't always watch the show, but I have watched some of it. And she also, COVID was also happening when she got COVID. She physically got COVID while she was taking the test. She was very sick. Also, the show that she had done for 20 years was ending right at the time of that test. So she definitely had a ton of change and chaos and craziness going on. So, okay, so her losses could be because other things in her life were falling apart. Her marriage falling apart, her health falling apart, the world kind of falling apart. So okay, so what do we have at the surface? What is she feeling now? Yeah, that's her dilemma. What's on the surface of her life now? Four of Rods. That would be like a sort of homecoming. I don't know if she's got a new home on the horizon. It's a celebration. What's at the surface? What's beneath the surface, rather? Oh, Queen of Swords. Okay. Her mind, her intellect, Queen being a master of it. I think she's headed to grad school or something, or college. She's definitely wants to, I think, move forward with her power and intellect. One of the things that I found interesting, her father was a lawyer, and she, you might have opinions on him as well, because he defended O.J. Simpson, but anyway, for her as the daughter, she thinks about him a lot, and I think if this wanting to become a lawyer like he was is making her feel connected to him. And maybe that's a little bit expressed here. And she could, this also kind of feels like her home. Like maybe it almost feels to me like she's studying. And now she kind of has the house to herself kind of feeling. Wheel of Fortune. This was her fate. Her fate had led her to want to do this. And of course, her show ending, her marriage ending, she's done having babies. So all these cycles have ended and are pushing her into her next cycle. King of Rods. Not sure what that is yet. Let me see what else I get. The Hanged Man. Okay, yeah, I remember that she has to wait till the fall or something, or the winter to take it. I think maybe her divorce is keeping her home a lot. King of Rods, I mean, I have to think about that. Knight of Swords. In her time of waiting, again with the intellect card, the Knight of Swords, this would be the student. A knight, that low level, she's studying. Good for her. I love that. She's like literally just, I feel herself like locking herself, like you see like this sort of, the rods are like the gate, like she's locking herself up in her castle. And I feel like she's studying. And just the fact that she has this, you know, all of this, and yet she's still willing to be this knight, this newbie, this low level, and starting something like this. Page of Rods. Well, actually, Page is even more of the newbie than a knight. Knight is a bit lower level than, you know, the queen or the king, but the Page of Rods, hopes and fears. I think she worries a little, you know, pages can be children, and she worries, I think, a little about wanting to be there for the kids and not studying too much or having her career. And, you know, you might judge the fact that she already has this very busy career, but she does think about her kids a lot. And, you know, it's interesting because her, you know, I mentioned that her father being a lawyer is a big connection for her in her drive to do the same. She would be the page to him, the child. So I think she's like maybe a little worried, like, will I make him proud? Am I, as, you know, can I achieve what he achieved? So let's see, final outcome for her. Will she pass? Will she become a lawyer? Is she gonna pull it off? Queen of Rods. I think she is. I mean, that would be like Queen of Wands. I mean, Queen, she gets there, you know? And Rods being judgment. So that like ties into being a lawyer, law. That's great. I mean, like, you couldn't get something more clear than that, I think. I am wondering what this King of Rods is. This could be someone she's studying with. She actually does, and because I said I watched the show, she does study with a guy who is already a lawyer. It's a very good friend of hers. So yeah, like that's what I see here, is that her life, her drive just shifted with this Wheel of Fortune, because her intellect and her drive down here was like sort of driving this change. Wanting to use her mind, her power more, you know, and her life goals changing. Now she's like locking herself in her house and she is studying with this guy and she's determined to do it. I really think so. I mean, that's what these cards would say. The Hanged Man, yeah, the waiting, that she has to wait another, I think, till winter to take the test again. So she's in that mode, being the student, Knight of Swords, working hard, determined, you know, thinking of her kids and also of her father, I think, with this Page of Rods. She wants to be there for them and also make her dad proud, and Queen of Rods in the end. I think she gets there. And I think that's awesome. Let's see if we can get anything on her, I don't know, career or anything else. The Emperor. I think she'll have a whole law firm. Death. Oh my God. Those are some major arcana. And the Hermit. Wow. The upside down Empress here. Ah, man. What does all this mean? This was unexpected. This was just like, yay, she does it. Emperor, I do think sort of signifies that she may create a law firm. You know what this could signify? Oh, I'm getting chills on that. Is the helping people on death row. She wants to put an end to the death penalty, especially for people who have not committed the crimes that, I mean, it's a matter of opinion who does whatever deserve the death penalty, but I think that she might get involved in that. Because I don't feel like, you know, in terms of any kind of tragedy, but I think that's what she'll get involved in. And the Hermit is like, it's really examining these cases. Wow, look at that. The Emperor, the Hermit. I mean, won't it be funny if she ends up in the second half of her life being this completely different figure than the first half of her life? It is interesting because like her show just ended. That's kind of like a death. And this does feel like with this Wheel of Fortune, it's like a new beginning. Like, you know, it's a shift for her, and maybe it can be like a shift for society. Like maybe we're ready, like getting away from the obsession with materialism and moving toward like this kind of justice. Like maybe she had some kind of real fate to grab everybody's attention in this way that she did, this glamour girl, turned entrepreneur, star, and that ultimately she'll go into more of a life of service to help people who are in prison. The hermit is also people like stuck in prison. It bothers her a lot. I feel that, because this would be like beneath the surface of why she wants to be empowered is because she feels bad for these people who are wrongfully prisoned. And maybe she, you know, this is something she gets into even more, is helping people who are on death row. Who knows? That's so interesting. Now the upside down Empress. It's interesting. This kind of looks like her. And maybe the fact that she's upside down, I think, you know, a lot of times I think upside down is sort of like something's corrupt or negative, but I feel like maybe what it is like her image or her life choices. Sort of what I was like just saying here, like the second half of her life will be a different type of woman or empress, where she, it won't be all about being this beautiful woman or whatever. It'll be more in the terms of the law and fighting for the law and some justice. So she will sort of help turn the image of whatever it was she created for herself, that persona. It's almost like what I feel is like she's done with it. It's like I feel her to just be like, I'm done with that. I'm done with what I've created, and I want more. So she's sort of dumping her own persona. But I don't feel it to be ego-driven. I feel it to be intelligence-driven. And fate-driven, and her father from the other side. I do. And that could be, he could be in here for her as well. Oh, that's so beautiful. Again, I you might have various judgments about the Kardashians and her father, who was a lawyer, but family-wise, it means something to her, and that's what I feel in that. But she also has that friend, but I think the dad's there working with them. It's pretty cool. And yeah, the loss was just her life falling apart in all these ways that we know about. But moving forward, I do see that she's going to fight for justice. And I think that's awesome. And I love that for Brittany. I also got Queen of Wands for her in the end, the empowered woman and speaking out for justice. So I hope for the best for both of them and for all of us to have these great examples of women growing stronger and flipping their personas upside down. That's what that is. Flip that persona upside down and become these, you know, examples of strength in ways that we maybe didn't expect. So I love that. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to comment or let me know your thoughts on that, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.